Hey guys, so this video is going to be about my gender identity. It's also going to have a little bit of like personal history in it, some of which is on my website already, but it's not on my YouTube channel, I think, at all. So I wrote this and I'm basically just going to be reading it off. Honestly, the reason I'm making this a video instead of a document is because I'm a little too lazy to type it up, and also because I want it on my YouTube channel as well. So it's just easier to do a video that way. So anyway, hi. My name is Sebastian Dimitri Eubank, although I just figured that out. You may wonder how that's possible, especially when I add that I've been on this earth for about 26 years. Let me explain. So on July 2nd, 1993, I was born to my parents, Tammy and Rich. The entirety of my mom's pregnancy, everyone thought I was a boy. Until the moment I was born. I was meant to be Jacob Anthony Eubank. But that wasn't so. I was born missing a crucial piece of anatomy often associated with boys. Instead, there was a more commonly female part. Thus, I was assigned the female gender, and my parents scrambled to find a new name. They chose Brianna Lee, a pretty name that I still love, but never felt quite right. Of course, from that moment, I was raised as a little girl. They put me in girl clothes, bought me girl toys, and treated me in a stereotypically female way. Sorry, I have to change pages. But something always felt a bit off about that. I liked a lot of boy stuff, too. I liked the boy shows and the boy games. I liked to play with my big brother Jordan and my boy cousins as much as I could without the girls picking on me. I was, so they said, a tomboy. And I accepted that at the time. I didn't really know any better. Something still felt off. Now's a good time to mention that I was a very sickly kid. This isn't the point of the story, so I'll keep this brief. But I was sick a lot, in and out of the hospital with God only knows what was wrong with me at the time. I was misdiagnosed at a young age and properly diagnosed with cystic fibrosis at about 13. At that point, I just assumed that was what had been feeling off, what made me feel different. I had a chronic terminal illness, so I just continued living as a boyish female. So I lived my life to the best of my abilities. As I got older, I got better at playing the role of a typical girl. I figured out fashion. I figured out how to do basic makeup. I wore my hair long. I acted like a girl. I wore dresses and girls' clothes. It felt weird at first, but began to feel more normal the more I did it, as most things will. Plus, it fit how I looked. You're fine. Don't be worried that you have interrupted a video.
I've interrupted a video?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Like I said, don't be worried.
Failure.
Because I am more than capable of splicing that out if I want to. Or I'll just leave it on so it's nice and genuine. Mm-hmm. But anyway, sorry, that was my girlfriend. Where was I? I'm actually reading something, so. There I was. So, back to the point. It fit how I looked, and it attracted the boys. And I liked the boys, though I found out pretty quickly at a very young age that I liked the girls too. But anyway, I stayed the course with the girl thing. And people in my life reinforced the behavior, especially boyfriends. I was called pretty in my girly clothes. My female anatomy became an area of focus for a lot of people. I was praised for fitting normal gender roles. Whether it had made me happy or not, I was a woman. That's all I'd ever known. And I was proud to be, but I still wasn't sure it was right. Well, to get to the point, I've recently come to find out that there is a name for what I was feeling, and that I feel mostly masculine with some girly moments. The term that I found that fits most closely to that is gender fluid. It's a gender identity that fluidly changes. I lean masculine, and I want to be called by this new name and with masculine pronouns and such. But occasionally, I want to wear my women's clothes and be a girl. Those times are becoming fewer and far between. And I'm noticing that I only really feel feminine around my boyfriend. And I'm okay with that. I like that. I like the dynamic we have. It makes me happy. But in public and in the rest of my life, I am Sebastian Dimitri. And it's a name that I've liked for many years, that I always thought was in my heart for a son that I'd have someday. But as it turns out, that wasn't really the case. I can't have kids in the first place. So I'm thinking now that the name was actually mine all along, just kind of floating around waiting for me to claim it. And now, after 26 years of not even realizing that I wasn't being true to myself, I finally have. So yeah, it's good to be here. The gender fluid thing is going to be a challenge. I'm going to be faced with animosity by certain people, and I'm going to face discrimination, I'm sure, at some point in my life. I am trying to learn as much as I can about gender. There's a transgender program at Eskenazi Hospital in Indianapolis that I'm trying to get into. I actually got a call back from them today. It was the first time I've ever been addressed as Sebastian through a phone call. So that was kind of cool. But they can't get me in until September. So I'm kind of on the sidelines here until September. Many people would probably like to know if I plan on going on hormones or doing gender reassignment surgery or legally changing my name and gender. Right now, the possibility of me going on hormones is there, but I want to learn a lot more about them before I make that decision. But it is not something I'm strictly saying no to. It's not something I'm definitely saying yes to at this moment. As for gender reassignment surgery, I highly doubt I would ever go through that. I'm slightly dysphoric about my figure, but not intensely. And honestly, like, I've had my anatomy for like 10 years, 11 years, 12 years now, developed, and I like it that way. Wearing a binder currently makes me plenty happy enough. I like my binder. It helps me kind of get rid of that dysphoric feeling while also not having to go through surgery, because surgery, for one thing, is very hard for me due to the cystic fibrosis. So anything I can do to avoid, I don't want to call it an unnecessary surgery, because for some people it's very, very necessary. But a surgery that I don't feel 100% okay with, it's not worth it to me. Other people it very well could be, and to them, good luck. And I hope everything turns out well. As for the legality of name change and gender change, I want to do that, but I need to look into how to and the steps to take. I'm going to try to gather this information and present it in a video at some point, or maybe several videos, so that anybody, at least who lives in the state of Indiana, that watches this and identifies as not strictly male, female, cisgendered, can know what to do. I'll figure out stuff about every aspect of it that I can and share as much of it as I can, that I can remember anyway. I like to help people. So that's pretty much me. And I hope that you guys can be supportive, and those of you who know me personally can adapt to the new pronouns and the new name. I know that takes time, and I'm trying to be as patient as I can, because I slip up. I mean, this is a brand new discovery for me. Even I'm going to make mistakes. So I can't expect you guys to be perfect. All I expect is legitimate effort. So that's it for now. And until next time, keep smiling.